Hello, my friends. I came back again because I want to clarify things. One thing that amazes me is when people, scholars, especially foreigners, scholars, try to instill this sort of theocracy. Theocracy is like an ideology an ideology-based run administration system within a country. Okay, so you got all these priests or maybe imams, these oligarchy people, really very small clique minority, so they drive the whole system. So this theocratic belief of social administration is you got people like writers, foreign writers, some of them English, some of them American, some of them Arabs, some of them African, Jewish, hybrid kind of thing. Do you understand why we always are victims? Because our writers, big influential people, are these people. Today I'll give you a very good case in point. So in Eritrea, when we grow up in Ethiopia and Eritrea, we grew with an idea that we are the children of Queen Sheba and King Solomon. No problem. King Solomon, Queen Sheba, they are all ours. But we are Eritreans. It's not only one woman, Queen Sheba. All in the past, ancient times, we used to be called people of the Sabians. Okay, Sabians. These are people, extremely beautiful people. Like obviously, as you can see, we are beautiful people. So that included part of Yemen, all the way to Babylon, Mesopotamia, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Sudan, all that area, So it's not only Queen Sheba, Queen Saba, the Jewish people, they call her kind of this, what is this, hairy leg. Well, that's kind of a bit racist connotation that they give to her. You can expect, So what they, today I will put one case, Professor Isa, Professor Ephraim Isa. He's a very heavyweight scholar within the Eritrean and Ethiopian circle. I think he's Yale or what was it, Stanford or Harvard professor. Very well respected within the academia in Eritrea and Ethiopia, especially with this young revolutionary people like the president of Eritrea, Ethiopia, all of them, he's a highly respected man. So sometimes it just makes me really upset when he tried to create that kind of this mythology, Queen Sheba, King Solomon. I mean, it's fine, no problem. But it's not how we should be. He creates this an idea of infantile mind. Eritreans or Ethiopians, they always, he creates the idea of Eritrean or Ethiopian in a belief that we are pure Jewish people, no problem. I mean, all our Old Testament, all our religion has got a lot of influence with the Jewish people, even the Muslims, it's not only us. So what he tries to do is he creates this an idea about on young Eritreans, Ethiopians. Hey, the Israelis now, the Jewish people in Israel, they are fake Jewish, forget about that. They're not Jewish like we, but we are pure Jewish, kind of he tries to give her that monopoly of Judaism belief. So he gives it that really fake superiority complex, grandeur sort of very important. It's got this Nazis kind of German thought, yeah, I'm a Jewish guy with Jewish Eritreans, Ethiopians kind of thing. It shouldn't be that way, my friend. The Jewish people, the Israelis, they tell our mom, our people, what was it, sorry, hairy legs, okay? These are people who've got claim about Jewish Jewry, okay? These are people, they go everything about the Septuagint and everything about the Talmud and the Torah and everything, So Professor Ephraim Isaac telling us like, hey, we are the original Jewish. We go the book of Enoch. And also all these people, all these white people in Israel are fake. They're not really Jewish. Like, in the ancient times, the Jewish people, they were even slave traders like the Arabs and like everyone else, like the Europeans. So they were trading slaves, taking non-Muslim slaves from Andalusia in Spain, bring them to Central Europe in East Europe, and they take Christians and pagans to Jerusalem and to Spain and everything. And so they were the middle people, very clever people. They were trading slave traders, okay? So he creates Professor Ephraim Isaac. He is a Yemeni Jewish origin. He's dead. The Oromo land, the GALLA is the real name, is #1 slave exporting area in Ethiopia and East Africa, So what he does, he creates this infantile, little intellectually very inferior, infantile, really juvenile creature, HABESHA creature, Ethiopian, thinking, hey, I'm a Jewish man. All these white people in Israel, they're not Jewish. I'm the original. At a matter of fact, all these fallacious people, they've been taken away from Ethiopia. They're in Israel now. They just throw all their blood in everything, my friend. And he's just telling us we should claim our Jewishness, my friend. That's crazy. That's mental disease. So he creates this 8 years old thinking human being in Eritrea, in Ethiopia, always feeling that grandiosity and grandeur thought. I'm a Jewish kind of this 8 years old, so superficial, fake thinking. So that's why we're becoming victims. We got this writer, I think he's English or British guy, called Graham Hancock. He wrote this book called The Sign and the Seal. He was always trying to create that, AXUM has got the covenant of Israel. So the Ark of Covenant is in AXUM. Well, AXUM, my friend, was the biggest slave trading area. Okay, so he just, I wrote that book ages ago, maybe 25 years ago. He takes you to every mystic area, thought everywhere in France, in the Middle East, Israel, Palestine, everywhere, Ethiopia, Eritrea. So this is kind of things mentally, intellectually, they enslave you. Easy, because you confuse them, my friend. We are human beings like every nationality in the world, like the Italians, Spanish, African, the Latinos, the Arabs, like everyone, if we are always going to think we are pious people, so perfect Jewish, undefiled creature, my friend, that's not real, okay? Obviously, it's very good we have the heart to aspire to be very pious and, with no iniquity whatsoever, always good ethics. But if you found all your system on that faulty line of thinking, that's juvenile and that's recipe for failure. I don't like his argument, like Graham Hancock, the Sign and the Seal, the book that he wrote about we having the covenant with God of Judaism, thought having the Ark of Covenant, after it was stolen from Israel, okay, the Solomon Temple in Israel, I don't like such kind of manipulation. Really, very manipulated people, I don't like that, This is obviously this is when we say independence, my friend, it doesn't mean you are physically always with the machine gun, you try to don't mess up with me, otherwise I'm gonna shoot you, kind of thing, my friend, okay? Independence means independent thought. You try to question every thinking other foreigners try to instill wrong, faulty, this is wrong, very dangerous thought. That's why education means independence, okay? You intellectual thought. We are human beings like everyone else. We do bad things and we do good things like everyone else. We aspire to be perfect like everyone, being pious and everything. But when you try to give us wrong idea to feel that feeling of superiority on a wrong assumption, all this faulty line, that's not right. I think our educational establishments have to be completely overhauled and reviewed from afresh. We got people like this Professor Tadessa Mahari, like, you know, Mr. Musa Naib, all of them, like, you know, the educational establishments in Eritrea. I think this is things like we should be very aware, especially we Eritreans who are abroad. We live and breathe whole global scene of population is my friend, like, you know, the weaknesses and the strengths of every nationality in the world, like, you know, we are part of the world community. Okay, so this idea, Professor Ephraim is trying to implement all that kind of stuff, like, you know, we in Ethiopia is really perfect because we go to Ark of Covenant, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, obviously Eritrea, Ethiopia, if you go especially to the village area, it's really perfect. He's white, man. He's got real point, very innocent. But if these villagers, people from one village or for every Ethiopian area who never seen civilizations, how the world is now, if you bring them here, my friend, they will die within one day because they're not competent to live with what's going on in the world, my friend. Okay, if you tell one monk from the village and if you try to bring them to London, my friend, people are gonna shoot them instantly. They're gonna be dead, maybe their heartbroken. They never expected the world is like this cold world. So we have to be extremely ready of what's going on in the world, always fit and ready, mentally fit, okay? Intellectually, our thought have to be critically thought, analyzed and re-evaluated and put it into context. That's what independence means, my friend, okay? So yes, I totally agree. Eritrea, Ethiopia, or the village area, like, you know, all these areas, it's a perfect world, my friend. But we have to live within the world. We are part of the whole party and parcel of the whole world, okay? And all our thinking matter what we go in Eritrea. That's why we start, my friend. We are always victims, my friend. Victim after victimhood after victimhood. Because we're not intellectually ready to the world where it has reached right now. You know, our thinking, like Professor Ephraim Issa, instead of equipping and empowering us with the means and the know-how how to cope with life with every national in the world now at this current stage rather than 2,000 years ago, then we'll be competent and able to survive and be ready to face it. Otherwise, if we always think going back to the village, how perfect life is, everything, my friend, with our goat and with our sheep and with our farming, and not being able to mingle and go everywhere adventure to the world stuck in 2,000 years ago, then we're not going to be surviving, my friend. We're not going to trade. We're not going to deal communication, social life with no any nation in the world. And that's extremely very dangerous. Like, you know, they always give us that really comfort, panacea, lovely, idealistic world where it was 2,000 years ago. Yeah, fine. To use that in our country, in our local areas, perfect. At the same time, we have to make our kids, our youth, ready to have all activities with the rest of the world. So that's why I don't like his lecture. And, you know, obviously, I'm not going to say any bad things to tarnish his name and everything, but a very smart man. But the way he tries to inculcate that thought of, like, you know, oh, the people of Eritrea and Ethiopia, the perfect people, like, you know, always pacifist. Pacifist means, like, you know, someone comes, slaps you, and you just keep quiet. My friend, you got human being, you got emotion. If you slap any Englishman or Frenchman there, who is gonna kick you as well, my friend? He's gonna call the police. Lock you. Okay? So that pacifist idea, I don't like it. Obviously, you have to be very pacifist, extremely disciplined and everything, but you have to self-defense as well. Otherwise, everyone can kill you and snatch out and steal your organs. This is the world, my friend. Okay? That pacifist works in Eritrea and Ethiopia. But in this country, if you are pacifist, they take out your kidney, your heart, your lung, your nose, everything, my friend. Okay? So that's why I don't like his lecture. I'll put you the link. So these are things we should be extremely wary, and, like, you know, the kind of books that we read, we try to pass on to our kids, to our community members back in Eritrea, because it means a lot of things. I know our people accept things as they are at face value, what they see. They don't try to critically analyze and see what's going on. Well, if I put this idea, this book, this thought lecture to my kids, how is it going to affect them? If they come to London, to New York, to Paris, China, and Shanghai, Beijing, Japan, Tokyo, America, how are going to behave? How will they cope with other nationalists? Like, so these are things that we should be extremely wary, because this is our independence, my friend. That independence, it has to stay within our hand, not with the Ethiopians, not with the Englishman, not with the Frenchman, not with the American, not with the Arabs, okay, not with Professor Ephraim Issa, within our hand in nature. That's independence means, my friend. Independence of thought, independence of physically our area, our region, the way we think, the way we see things, the way we take technology, the way we take ideas, everything. So I just wanted to share this idea because it's very, very helpful. Like, reading the book, The Silent Seal, Graham Hancock. He was a journalist. He was telling, like, I spent on this book 10 years research going by AXUM, and this old man priest in AXUM, Ion Mariam in AXUM, he's so blessed. He is the only one who sees the Ark of the Covenant. It can burn him, kind of thing, like, But I trusted. My heart got so peace when I was told, the old man told me everything. He is always the Lord in the church, guarding that. My friend, like, this is a highly educated people just creating this idea to our people, like very systematic imprisonment of the mind. Okay, this is slavery, mental slavery. Okay, you people, you're making them like slaves. Okay, so these are things that we should be extremely wary. Okay, because we got kids, my friend, brought and growing up in Ike everywhere. Okay, we should equip and empower them. Otherwise, they're gonna be intellectual slaves and they're gonna be sold to everyone. Okay, so that's how I see it. You have a lovely day, guys. Okay.